blink of an eye, just fire everywhere. And then charging out of these flames comes this bear on fire. It was the most beautiful and terrible thing I've ever seen.
Good evening, everyone. It's Nick here. I'm speaking to you for Critical Hit, and this evening we're going to be reviewing Only the Brave. Last week, thanks to Times Media Films, we managed to host two screenings, one in Cape Town and one in Johannesburg, for the movie and for our readers. And thank you very much for coming to the Cape Town one. It was raining here, it was thundering and lightning, and it wasn't particularly nice, but we still managed to pack the cinema up. So thank you very much, everyone, for venturing out and saying hi to us. Now, this is a kind of a weird review because in order to sort of really thoroughly investigate the movie, I suppose, we're going to have to go into spoiler territory. So for the first couple of minutes, I'll leave the spoilers out, and I'll warn you so that if you do just want to have a quick idea of what this movie is about, you can listen and then you can bugger off, okay? So the movie basically takes place in Granite Mountain Hotshots, with the Granite Mountain Hotshots, and of course this is in America. So it sort of starts out with us looking at a character played absolutely beautifully by Miles Teller. Of course, he was nominated for an Oscar in Whiplash, and we sort of follow him as being a junkie, basically, and he finds out his daughter, he's had a daughter, and once he sees her, or at least he goes and sees her, he changes his life and he joins the elite crew. Well, they're not actually elite at the beginning, they have to go through trials. So in one way, the movie is kind of like a Full Metal Jacket with the camaraderie between the guys. I mean, there's 20 of these guys too, hey, in the team, and it's led by Josh Brolin. Absolutely amazing actor. I love this guy, and you can see he's really beefed up for the role of Kronos in the upcoming Infinity Wars. Now, Josh plays the lead. I'm just trying to find out the guy's name here. He plays Eric. That's right. He's basically the sort of head of these 20 lads or 19 lads. And he sort of whips him into shape, focusing on Miller's character, who is Brendan. He's called Donut. He's brilliant. He really is fantastic. This actor is going places. He's really been there, hasn't he? So we sort of follow him. He's our everyman, if you want. Even though each of these characters, and there's a long list here, are based on 20 real people. So we kind of follow one. So Josh Brolin as Eric. We follow Miles Teller as Donut, James Dale as Jesse Steed, Taylor Kitsch as Chris McKenzie, Jeff Stoltz as Travis, and Alex as Andrew. And we have other people like Jennifer Connelly, the very, very talented Jennifer Connelly, who is actually married to Eric, which of course is played by Josh Brolin. So the attention over here is going to be on like 4 or 5 people, even though we do see all the other guys in the back, and they are fantastic. I'm not going to go into all of their names now, but I'm really sorry about that. I don't mean to take anything away from you. As I said, these are real people. They were fantastic, but like I said, we have to have a focus of a couple of people, and that's what I'm going to focus my review mainly on. So yes, the cast is brilliant, man. I mean, they've got depth here, they've got serious depth here, and it is a drama. So you're going to get very dramatic things happening, and looking at the lives of people in particular, like Eric, or Soup as they call him, Josh Brolin's character. He's been doing this for 20 years. I think he's 46 years old in this. And his wife, played by Jennifer Connelly, Amanda, that's right, has decided that she wants children now, and he doesn't because, he fights fires and it's a dangerous thing. So, you have this sort of conflict, and there's 1 or 2 scenes that are very beautifully shot. I mean, it's just directed by what I did not expect this guy to get away with, because after doing the most recent Tron, I was kind of like, oh, that's a weird choice for a sort of dramatic disaster movie. And this is Joseph Kosinski who did this, and it is beautifully shot. It really is beautifully shot. So you have some wonderful framed moments with Josh Brolin's character and his, it's not his wife, but Connelly fighting, and it's quite dramatic. I mean, it's very deep. But at the same time, and this is something that I did not expect, it's also actually quite funny. As I said, it's a kind of a Full Metal Jacket training sort of video, okay? This has got far more humorous moments than something like Backdraft, which is another great fireman movie. I think this is actually better than Backdraft, personally. Backdraft, of course, is in buildings. This is outside in the wild. That's what makes these guys different, these hotshots, that they don't, run around with hoses, because you can't put out a forest with a hose. You have to do other things, like dig trenches and burn areas so that when the fire gets there, it doesn't have any fuel to carry on burning. So, yes, as I said, very beautifully directed. The drama is intense. Again, there is a lot of comedy in this. Sadly, the movie didn't do very well. I'm actually quite shocked by that. It's only pulled in something like 15 or 16 million as I speak right now. I could probably get exactly what it is. Yeah, and it's just a very sad that it didn't do very well because it is a beautifully shot movie. And again, I think the reason it didn't do very well is that in the trailers, that's what I was trying to get at. In the trailers, it's very serious. This is a very serious movie in the trailers, and you think, oh god, this is going to be quite an intense movie. So I think if they had shown a bit more comedy, a bit more funny moments in it, with guys slapping socks on their back, and a lot of tomfoolery and hazing because Donuts just joined the team. And because of his past with drugs, people don't really like him. Of course, he grows there. He manages to sort of ingratiate himself into the team. So I think if people, I think they've had sold it. If Kaczynski had sold it a little bit more on the humour side, maybe it would have done well. Sadly, it didn't. Hopefully, maybe video on demand, something along those lines. Maybe it'll be picked up and make a bit more money than I think it said here. Excuse me. I think it said 6 million on its opening weekend, and it's only raised 13.4. Which is really not that great. I mean, okay, and the production budget was 38 million, which I have to say, Joseph, the director, did wonders with. There are these huge fire scenes throughout Arizona in the different forests, and you're not quite sure which is CGI and what isn't CGI. I'm damn sure there's a lot of stock footage there, as you said, Wayne, as one of my friends commented, and they managed to seamlessly blend the CGI with stock footage, so you're not quite sure what is real and what isn't. Now, with me, anyway, and I'm sure with a lot of other critics and people who pay attention, fire has also got a sort of uncanny valley. When you're looking at CGI people's faces, it's very difficult, like almost impossible to get away with it 100%. Really bloody hard. But it's just small things that we can't pick up on, micro expressions and stuff, which is completely subconscious. We can't really point at it. But in this, the fire looked real. It didn't look like it was fake. It didn't look like video game explosions going off and stuff. So this was very well put together, and the cinematography in it is also stunning. Brilliant use of drones when cameras pop straight up, and you manage to look down on what the firefighters are doing, whether they're being in a circle to try and protect an old 2,000-year-old wood. Was it redwood? I'm not quite sure what it was, but very, very good use of drones so that you can see exactly what's happening. It's difficult to do that when you're in the woods. As I say, trees, you can't see wood, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So so I do recommend you go and watch it. I really, really do, if it's still on the cinema. I think it's a really nice thing to learn about what these guys get up to, and the danger that they put themselves in is real danger too. I know I'm not brave enough. That's why it's called Only the Brave. These guys are brave, and they deserve all the respect they can get. So I'm going to go into spoiler territory now, so you have been warned. Now, if you do know anything about history, or not history, I suppose, if you are a current affairs person, which I like to think I am, in 2013, this was big news around America, very much so in America, and of course around the world. Not of course, but around the world too. And that's because these guys died. All of them, par one, perished in this fire due to a calamity, a whole bunch of bad things going wrong. The fire changing direction at the last minute, airplanes that were supposed to drop water, dropping it, well, not even dropping it, but being on the wrong side of the peak when this was happening. And I think as this was made in honor of them, and I think they did a very good job. I think the writers did a damn good job. This was, what's his name? Nolan's brother, I think, was Ken Nolan, that's right, and Eric Warren Singer put this together, the story. And it's very, very well done because, as I said, the majority of it is these guys bonding together. Dramas happening in people's lives, the daughters and estranged girlfriends or wives, people who are married crumbling under the pressures of this new hotshot status. It means that they basically spend 3/4 of the year away from home, and they do a very good job of this. And I was a bit worried. I didn't know what happened before the movie came out. Actually, I saw a documentary on it about a year ago, and I was worried that it might be too morbid, which it isn't, because as I said, there's a lot of comedy in this. I was worried how they're going to treat the ending, which I thought was done beautifully. Obviously, it's very difficult to make something like this beautiful. I mean, you've got people who died putting their lives on the line to defend a town and a lot of other people's lives. And these guys, they did die doing this, and that's why I think a movie like this should be watched. It should be watched so that you can honor these guys. And it's not just the firemen in America, of course, that's all around the world. I think that the way that they treated the end was good. It was basically 5 minutes of the entire movie. It was very quickly done. It didn't focus on, there's no gore in this, okay, so don't worry about that. and I think they did a very good job of it. I think the families would be appreciative of this movie, and maybe as closure, it would help. And and it was interesting because after the fact happens at the end, you actually get to see how the families are affected by this too, and how the community actually gets together and sort of is there for each other, which I think was great. And I also like the montage at the end showing the actual actor and the person that he was playing. So yeah, a beautiful movie. I can't actually remember the sound score because there was a lot of sort of screaming from the trees and stuff, like that sound of like, I don't know, elephants that you've put through an equalizer or whatever. So that was very good too. So I would probably give this. Actually, I haven't actually said all the big guys in it. Sorry. We also have Jeff Bridges. She's not in for a very big thing, big role. He's kind of almost typecasting himself with the character that he was playing. It's like a sort of not detective, but cowboy guy that you might have seen in Come Hell or High Water, which is a very similar role to his in this. Beautifully played. I mean, the guy's great. Everything he touches is awesome. So yeah, I would definitely watch it. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I see some of our readers have given this, and if you look below, there won't be any spoilers, so don't worry. Some of our readers have given this a 6 out of 10, all the way up to 9 out of 10. Currently, right now, as a matter of fact, it is sitting on 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a testament to the movie. It's just sad that people didn't pick it up. I'm not sure why. I need to look into why people didn't want to watch this, because other movies like Jigsaw, for example, made more money on the opening weekend this, and that's a lot of trash. This is actually a movie honouring people. And yeah, so I'm not quite sure what happened here. Maybe it wasn't marketed correctly, or maybe people are still smarting from it, or sore from what happened. Not sure. But I would recommend this, definitely. Just bring Kleenex, okay? I was actually going to interview a lot of our readers after the fact, like we usually do at our screenings. And as the credits started coming up, people didn't even wait. They just ran out of there. I think a lot of people had, I don't know, hay fever symptoms and onion symptoms. So yeah, I certainly was suffering from onions being cut behind me. Very rude. Don't cut onions in the cinema, guys. Please don't. So yeah, guys, go and watch it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Be cool and be good. Enjoy your movies.